What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, finishing the first hour of trading this morning, up 1877. That's actually how I finished the day as well. Not because I stopped trading, it just so happened to be around the same number that I finished at. You'll see here in the first hour, I did really good on one trade and then started giving some back on some other trades. I got up over 2400 at one point, but gave some back, and that's just trading. I'm not too happy with one of my trades on NETE, but we'll get into that right now. All right, so the first trade I made here was Cali, and I tried it. What you see right here going on here is kind of the opening range breakout. So out of the open, it kind of sold off, and then it popped up, and as it was going up here, you know, for the 1 minute candle over candle, I went long. You can kind of see all this volume coming in, and it went right to $5. It looked like it was going to crack 5. It couldn't crack 5, and as I was coming back down, I ended up stopping out. That didn't deter me. I ended up losing a little bit of money on that first trade. I think it was like $160, but it didn't deter me because, as you can see, as you watch the pullback, it stayed above the VWAP, and it was holding a decent level. It didn't like sell off 100%. You know, it was still at a decent level. So the second time it was trying $5, you know, I was thinking to myself, okay, everybody that didn't get in the first time, they're going to think, okay, second time's the charm. This thing gets over it, pops over 5, starts running, yada yada yada. The reason why it was on my watch list is it had somebody come out and say it was a $61 price target on the thing, which, you know, whatever. But that's why the stock was moving. It's a 4 million share float. It's a, you know, definitely a low float. It could run, and you'll see that. So the second time it actually ended up working, and as it was popping up, I sold 1,000 shares to lock in some profit, and then I played around with the remaining 1,000 shares and held it into the halt. Long Cali 488.88.
Little scalp. Looks like a bit of a hidden seller at 5. If I were in, I would probably try to sell half up here at 95, 96. You see a big spread.
And I'm out. Hidden seller there at 5. Couldn't break. -7.
65 on the bid now. 75.
I'll try it again for the second try at 5. Probably a 1 minute play.
So there was a scalp potential in that. And there is still, if it gets above $5.
I'm at 497.
Long at 5 on Cali. The high right now is 518. Just added at 525.
CALI, Charlie Alpha Lima.
Sold half, 548.
High right now at 550,
Getting a
and I
price
would
target of
add again over
$61 at
560,
Barna.
probably for a target of $6. Just added at 560 on Cali,
That's from Barna Capital tweet out.
and I would add
And
one
that
last
stock
time
pop
over
on
$5.
that
I'm
tweet
gonna try to
from
add here into
Barna
this halt
Capital Group being
at
circulated.
5.
Yeah, it looks like it's
5.
gonna halt.
Looks like I probably won't get filled.
Boom shakalaka, baby.
So this is, you know, this is tough.
So the next trade is DPW. As you can see right there on my high of day low float scanner, right in the middle of the bottom right of the screen, I guess you would say, MARA was just blown up the scanner. So I was watching MARA, I was watching NETE, and I was watching DPW. It just so happened that one of the chat rooms I subscribed to, they jumped into this one, so I was like, okay, this is going to start running. It's going to create a lot of momentum. You can see a ton of volume come in, so I chased that volume. Actually took more shares than I wanted to. Took 6,000 shares. I wanted to take around 4, but I just clicked it. Got a little carried away. So I just wanted to play off the momentum that was coming into that stock, and ended up selling for a very small profit on that scalp.
Just watching it right now. Maybe on a pullback. High is 93.
Jason Bond just bought DPW.
All right, good morning, guys and gals. Got a few Bitcoin stocks running here, so I'm going to pick up 10,000 shares of DPW.
Short trader you buy during the halt in the paper in the sim account?
We'll go for a nice 10% plus return on this, I think. Bet you this starts spiking today.
Yeah, I guess those halt codes come from the exchange, so in the sim they can't tell. Yeah, I see $6 on the bid right now and 17 on the ask.
So CALI is about to come out of a halt here, and it's an extended halt. This is actually a 15-minute halt, which sometimes happens. It was normally a 10-minute halt, and sometimes it'll extend by 5 minutes if the market makers are having a hard time matching up orders. So with that in mind, I knew traders, the retail trader, the stay-at-home guy that's sitting at his desk day trading this, they're going to get nervous. They're thinking 15-minute halt, I don't know what that is. I don't know. So I automatically had, a sell bias on this thing as soon as it opened. I thought it might pop up a little bit, but I really didn't think that it would go into another halt, which it ended up doing. But anyway, it did gap up, and as it was coming down, I thought, it just wasn't going to hold its gain, so I sold 500 shares, and then it jumped another $1, and then I sold the rest, the other 500 shares in the secondary pop, just to get out with profit. With stocks like this, you got to take your profit. You only get paid when you sell, and I don't want to hold and hope this thing goes to $20. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make my money, get out before I get burned.
CALI is open now,
there,
710 the high.
81,
Charlie Alpha Lima, India.
660. So they're
After
finally
resuming
able to
flying
open
that
it up.
first circuit breaker halt. China Auto Logistics, 744 now.
I'm just throwing orders out on the ask. Scale out.
Sold half, 659.
So the high was 744. Over 744 would be, the next scalp, but I'd be really careful because of the length of the halt. So watch over 745. Just add it at 745 for a scalp up towards 8.
Sold the rest all out, 747. It's gonna halt again. Jeez.
So it looks like it's gonna.
So my next play is CADC. This one just starts blowing up my high day low float scanner. When I pull it up, I realize it's another China stock, just like CALI was, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a sympathy play. People found this, they're gonna play it as a sympathy play, and it had room, on the daily chart. If it get over this 320 level, it had room all the way up to 375 and probably 375-ish area. But so I click on it, I jump in immediately. I have quite a cushion on the day, as you can see, 24.58 on the day. At this point, I get in, the bid does not follow, and you just see people buying on the ask, but the bid just stays at 305. And when the volume stopped, and it just looked like the sellers were going to start to come in, I sold immediately because I did not want to end up it being a 5-cent tick stock. You basically, if I take 2,000 shares, every 5 cents that it decides to move is plus or minus $100. So I just really didn't want to get flushed out, I just really didn't want to get flushed out on this thing, and take my lump is what I ended up doing. I ended up taking about a $300 loss on this one. It just didn't pan out. But again, I got to take the stab, and I'd probably do it again if it did pop up, as a sympathy play with CALI just running like crazy like it just did. Sly Fox, you put 441. I immediately was like, what the heck? CADC just hit my scanners. What is that? Oh, another China stock. China Advanced Construction Materials. Low float, 2 million share float. Can move pretty big. So NETE, this one was a really big disappointment for me on a couple of levels. First off, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. What I thought it was going to do is, if you look at the daily chart, had that nice pop up, and then it kind of curling on the daily chart. And this is the first candle over candle in the daily. Well, I thought it was going to be. It actually needed to break 935 to break the previous candle's high. And I really thought it was going to do that. Volume was coming into it a little bit. It had tested that level basically 3 times. I really thought I was going to get over it, and it didn't. So you'll see, it didn't work out, which is fine. Not every trade will work out. I still would have tried it, but my exit is what I was very disappointed on. And you'll see that in just a second.
Shares of Guess, Scalp X Andy at the high of the day now, ahead of earnings. GES.
Watching NETE pretty closely. This will be candle over candle in the daily, if it can go. It's the first time that'll happen since that big pop the other day. Long at 934, big bidder showed up, small position.
Mara.
More bidders showing up on NETE. 935's got to break though. And someone's selling into it.
AVGR, Avenger getting a pop to the high, Alpha Victor Golf Romeo. Company entered into a settlement agreement announced earlier this morning. AVGR, $1.27 the high. Shares of Facebook continuing to pop here now, 167.42, Foxtrot Bravo.
So obviously it didn't work out for me right now. So what I'm waiting for is, and the reason why I was okay with holding is, you know, you can kind of see we're stair stepping up. We popped up to that 935 level. Now a little bit of a pullback. What I'm looking for here is the curl. Looking for it to go candle over candle to 1 minute. And I really thought if we broke 930 right here, it'd get that next leg up. What I didn't do though, and what I was mad about, is we ended up going candle under candle right here. And this is a specific place. So now instead of a stair step up, it makes another leg down. I'm okay with seeing, you know, after the initial pop a few minutes ago, a little bit of a pullback, and now we're curling. I want to see it curl. I want to see it go up. If I get another candle under candle again after you know, that previous red candle that we had right there, that tells me it's weak and it's over. And I should have sold as soon as, you know, 920 area looked like it was going to break, but I didn't. I held and hoped, which is not a strategy, and ended up losing quite a bit on this trade.
Covered here, 123.
And that's how I finished the morning, up 1877. I got up above 2000 near the middle of the day, and then I gave some back again. I finished around, I think it was 1868 is what I finished at for the day. So not a bad day overall, but I definitely don't like giving back, you know, $600 trading. So anyway, if you have any questions on my trading style, and you're a new trader, you're learning how to trade, you don't know what you're doing, please come into the free chat room that we offer. Liquid trading is a great tool. They're always in here. Just if you don't know what liquid trading is, just a group of people that are just dedicated to teaching people. It's 100% free. Just come in. Stop losing money because you don't know what you're doing. Come in, ask questions. There are plenty of people like you in our chat room. It's free. The link for that is in the description down below. It's the free Discord channel that I run. Other than that, if you have any questions on the chat rooms that I subscribe to, feel free to ask about those. I subscribe to a bunch of them, and I subscribe to a bunch of news sources, and I pay for all of those. They're not free. And they're great tools. They're tools in my toolbox, and I make money off of them. Every single one of those that I subscribe to, I make more money off of them than I pay into them. So anyway, they're great tools. I love them, and I wouldn't be able to trade without them. All right, that's all for me. I will see you guys in the next video.